Okay, I have two words for this movie. Holy shit. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but there is one thing very different in my videos now. That now I'm doing videos in English. Yay! So I'll probably be in a good mood when I'm editing this, so I will probably put subtitles on it. For those, oh yeah. Anyway, so I'll probably do like put subtitles here. So for those of you who don't speak English, so you can understand and still be my friend and follow me on everywhere.
Goddamn right.
So I was kind of tired from this whole YouTube thing because I'm kind of annoys me that you have to do like a lot of videos and a lot of shit and they're all pretty much the same. So there is finally one movie that kind of forced me out of retirement, and this is The Avengers: Infinity War. I'm not going to talk a lot about the movie itself because this is a spoiler-free video. So maybe if you guys like this, I'll do a spoiler review of the thing. So there is not a lot to talk about the movie itself without saying any spoilers. So what I'm going to talk about is the experience and the things that I personally felt, and I believe most of you have felt too, when we were in the theater watching the movie. So the first thing I say, if you haven't seen this movie, watch on the biggest screen possible, IMAX, buy the popcorn, it will be the best money you spend on your life. The most incredible thing was, it didn't feel like we were watching a movie. It felt like we were watching a live event. It felt like I was watching the final, like the Champions League final. You know, like the things were happening live. And then when you saw like a lot of people around you, you could see and you could feel like the things that they were feeling.
Okay, la la la.
So the first time like Captain America shows up, and then everyone's like, "Yay! Oh my God, Captain America!" And then and then you could feel like people cheering and everything at the same time. It is an incredible feeling. Days are not just a movie. It's basically a big series that's going on for like 10 years, and this is the season finale. This is the final episode, or the first part of the final episode, from a series of movies that's been going on, and then basically every movie is one episode of the thing, and then you've invested a lot of your time, a lot of your money doing this, and this, the Infinity War, is finally the culmination of everything you ever hoped together. So talking about the movie itself, this is a very ambitious movie, because, you know, like, they have literally all the superheroes, or most of them. So when you have a movie with that many people on it, it's hard to be like to have a main character or a main group of characters or whatever, because this is a lot of people. So what they do is there are a lot of subplots happening at the same time during the movie. So you have like the nucleus of Earth, some people in space, some people in other places, and then doing their story separately. But then at the end, of course, they culminate together, which is very nice because then every character has his moment to shine. So, or at least every like group of characters. You have like the original Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Thor, and whatever, and then they all have his little moment. But the thing that steals the show is Thanos. Thanos is, you know, when usually people are reviewing Marvel movies, and the thing that they usually complain about is that the villain is kind of That's not the case. It's not because Thanos has been building for years. No, it's not because of that. This is a thing that it's basically an entity. It's a villain that the heroes are afraid of. It's the thing that will say, okay, I don't know if you can win this, and then you can feel it. You can actually see, okay, oh my God, they do have a pretty decent chance of not winning this. So that's good, you know, it's a final threat to the heroes. And not only this, it's a very good charismatic villain because you can understand him. You may not agree with him, but the good villain is the one that you understand why they're doing this. You see that, like, okay, I'm doing this because of this, this, and this, and the villain believes that. He can't just be evil. I will destroy the universe. No. And especially in the movies where you have such a big scale like this, but the final threat is that he's going to destroy half the universe, it's hard for the audience to care. So yes, Avengers Infinity War is everything you ever hoped it will be, and maybe a little bit more. I watched just the other day, and I want to watch it again. It's just that good. And when I left the theater, I was happy and pissed off at the same time. I was happy because I had watched like a great movie and I was really thrilled about the experience, but I was pissed off that I had to wait another year to see how that story will end, and also I was pissed off at DC and DC because the things that they did in this movie and building their universe just makes me so angry that DC has a lot of potential and they're not doing things right. So I just feel like disappointed. You feel like it's just sad. If you haven't seen it, go see, and then maybe I'll do like a spoiler review of the thing, and then we can comment and talk about everything else. In the meantime, tell me if you like this version of my English channel. Tell me if you think that my English is just, oh my god, what the hell are you talking about? Or just, go for it. And if you couldn't understand the thing, just subscribe anyway. So, usually my subscriptions, they cost around $10 every time you subscribe, but today, subscribe is free. So, you can click right here and then you subscribe, and you'll be my fan forever. That's actually a deal. You have to sign a contract, so the devil. I think this is normal standard stuff. Bye.